Hello friends, welcome to my new Code a Responsive website with Bootstrap 3 tutorial series video. Friends, in this tutorial we will learn how to add a navigation bar to our website. So if I go to the browser, so in our previous tutorial we discussed about the footer, and in this tutorial we will see how to add a navigation bar to our website. So if I go to the original site, you will see that this home, about, blog and contact is the navigation element of our website. So in this tutorial we will learn how to add this navigation element to our website. So if I go to my Sublime text editor, so this is what we discussed earlier. We created a header and a footer. So just between it I will be creating a navigation. So I will be writing navigation. So friends, here Bootstrap provides a very good support for creating the navigation element. So it provides its own classes to create a responsive navigation bar. So let's create a navigation bar. So first I will be creating a div, and to this div I will be providing a class of say navbar. So this navbar is basically a bootstrap class. If you can see that it's a bootstrap class, and will also provide as a default navbar, and this also class is provided by the bootstrap, and inside this div we'll create another div, and to this div we'll provide a class of container. So basically we want all the navigation items into a container. We have given a class of container. Moving ahead, we'll create another div. So inside this div we will create an unordered list. So this unordered list will contain our links, basically the navigation links, so which are like home, about, blog and contact, so that the user can say browse to different parts of the website. So here in unordered list we'll provide it a class of nav, and this nav also is a part of bootstrap css. Moving ahead, we will also provide it a class of say navbar dash nav. So we have provided a two class to our unordered list, which is nav and navbar nav. Moving ahead, so inside this unordered list we will create the say list items. Inside this first list item we will create an say anchor tag, and we'll give href property as say home dot html, and we'll give a text to it as home. So if I save it and show it to you on the browser, then it looks something like this. So if I click it, it will transfer me to the home, which is home.html. So similarly we will create the other three links. So I will just copy this list item and say paste it three times below, and we'll change the HTML of it. So we'll give the HTML say about, and we'll give text as about, we'll give blog, blog, contact, so friends, currently these HTML pages are not yet developed, so we will be developing these HTML pages in our upcoming tutorials. So I will just show you how it looks on the browser. So it looks something like this, and if I go to the original site, so here we can see the difference in font size, and we can also see that there is padding around these links. In order to make these links look like this, we have to provide our own customized CSS to it. So let's see how we can provide our own customized CSS to all these links. So into our business casual CSS, so just above the footer CSS, we'll give over this navigation CSS. So if I show you on the browser, first here you will see there is a radius around the corners of this navbar, but here in original site there is no radius, so we have to provide a CSS so that the radius is 0. So if you see, to this navbar class, I will be providing the border radius as 0 dot navbar, and to this I will provide a border radius say 0. And if I save it and show you on the browser, then you can see this radius has gone. So friends, here suppose if I inspect this element currently, so here you will see that whatever the radius we applied, it came to 0, and initially it was 4 pixel radius. And similarly, if you see, if I move down, then you see that. So friends, here you see to this navbar class, there is a minimum height applied to it. So we don't need this minimum height. So what we'll do, we'll give a minimum height of 0 pixels. So here we'll give min height as 0. And similarly, if you see, we have also applied this navbar default. So if I show it to you on the browser, then this navbar default has a background color and border color. So we'll change it to white color, but this white color will be somewhat transparent. So if you see the footer, then you can see that the background image is visible from the footer, but here it's completely white, and the image is not visible. So we will provide a background color like what we provided in footer. So I will just close this, and here I will to navbar default, I will give a few properties. So first I will give the border as none, so we don't require any border. Second, we will give the say background color. So what we can do, so whatever we provided to our footer, we'll just copy this part and I will paste it here. So if I save it and show it to you on the browser, then you can see that now the background image is visible, because it's not a complete white now, it's a little bit transparent here. So moving ahead, now we'll see that we'll apply some padding and say font size to this text here. So first we'll provide a padding to it. If I go to HTML of it, then you see here it's a nav, and inside this nav there is a list item, and inside this list item there is an say anchor element. So we'll customize this anchor element. So I will give a class to it as .navli, because we want to apply this CSS on the anchor element. So we'll apply to all the anchor element which are under nav and list item. So we'll first give it a padding as, so suppose I give the padding to it as say 35 pixels, and if I save it and show it you on the browser, then you see the padding has came around the anchor element. And we'll also provide it a line height. So line height I will be providing to this navbar dash nav class. So I'll just copy this, and here I will just paste it like above, and give a line height to it as normal. So the line height is normal here. Now we'll increase the font size, and we want to make all these elements come to the center, so it should be visible like this. So we'll arrange all this into form of a table. So let's see. So to this navbar dash nav class, say I will be providing few properties. So the first property I will be providing that I want to display this as in the form of a table. So I will give a property of table. Then I will provide it a font size as say 1.25 em, and I will provide a margin to it as so 0 pixels to top and bottom, and auto to it left and right. I will provide it a table layout of say I want to make it a fixed, so I will give it a table layout fixed, and the floating property, I don't want to make it float, so I will give a floating property as none. So if I save it and show it you on the browser, then you can see it looks something like this. So friends, few things that we are now missing here is, say, you see these are all in capitals, but so this is in a normal case, so we will make it, say, all the letters in uppercase. You see there is a, say, letter spacing between the each letter, so we'll provide a letter spacing here. And also you see this font is a slightly bold font than this, so we'll provide, say, three more properties to it. So let's see. So to my navbar dash nav, I will be providing three properties. Say, first I will give it a text transform as uppercase, then I will give it a font weight 400, and I give a letter spacing to it, say 3 pixels. So if I save it and now show it you on the browser, then you see that this has appeared like this. So this is exactly what we want, like this. So friends, this is how we'll provide a navigation to our website. And so into our this navigation we can also provide a drop down. So I will just quickly show you how to provide a drop down to this. So I'll go to HTML and let's say I copy one of the link and I paste it here. So friends, in order to make this list item a drop down, we have to give a class to it as drop down. So which is provided by the Bootstrap. So we'll give the class to its drop down, and to this drop down first we'll provide a anchor element, and to this we have to give a class of, say, drop down toggle, which is also a Bootstrap class. So after providing it to a drop down toggle, we have to give another attribute to as data toggle, and we have to give a value to it as drop down, so which tells it toggle it in the form of a drop down. And let's say to href we, say, currently give, say, a hash, and suppose we give a text to it as gallery, and as I want to show it as a drop down, so after gallery I will give it a span, and to this span I will provide a class of, say, caret. So if I save it and show it you now on the browser, then you see this is a caret and this is our gallery. So currently on clicking, no drop down is coming, so we have to, say, create a drop down menu also for it. So what we can do is, just after anchor element we'll create an unordered list, and to this unordered list we'll provide a class of, say, a drop down menu, because it holds a menu, and inside this we'll create the, say, list items, and to this list item we'll provide an anchor. Say, suppose currently I give it a hash, and let's say I copy it and paste it below. So suppose I give a text to it as, say, gallery would be, say, photos, videos, audio, and if I save it and show it you on the browser, then you can see we have created drop down menu also, and also we can provide some icons to this. So for providing icons we can do something like, say, so we'll create a span, and between span and the text we'll give one space, and here to this span we'll provide a class of, say, glyph icon, and let's say to photos I give a glyph icon dash camera, and I will just copy this and paste it below. And let's say to videos I provide a glyph icon of film, and to audio I provide a glyph icon of, say, music. So if I save it and show it you on the browser, then you can see that we can also provide the icons to this, so it looks something like this. And also we can provide a separator here. So in order to provide a separator, what we can do is we can just create a list item, and to this list item we can provide a class of say divider, and after the divider I will just paste one more thing. So I will just paste something say more, and here I give a class to it as glyphicon cog. So if I save it and now show it you on the browser, then you can see, so there is a divider. In the gallery we have photos, videos, audios, and there are more items, so we can show it something like this. So it was only for the demonstration purpose, so I will just comment this out, and if I save it, it got removed. So friends, this was all about the adding a navigation to our website. So friends, hope you like this video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. You can also visit my blog. The link is provided in the description. Thanks, have a nice day.